Well, welcome to another episode of Taking in the Outdoors. It is great to see you. Hey, today, let's go visit Mom. Hope you enjoy this topic, so let's get right on with it. A visit to Mom's. Hey, everybody wants to go to Mom's house. We all like to go to Mom's house. I can remember as a young man, after I had moved out of home, my mother had an empty nest and my pop had passed away already, but she lived alone. She had she kept the family home, and she kept it well, all by herself. We'd go and help her at times to keep her maintenance items on the house in order, and it was always a pleasure to go visit Mom. Now, we were raised with a good, healthy respect for our parents' home, and in this case, Mom's home. You go visit Mom, you don't make a mess of her house. You don't just go in her house and do whatever you want and then walk away from it. She was always one that said, hey, there's food in the fridge, there's food in the cupboards. If you want something, feel free if you're hungry. She didn't want anybody to go hungry. And she always said, but pick up after yourself. Don't make a mess, just pick up after yourself. And Mom had a cat, a pet cat. And the cat could be a nasty little bugger at times, but it was hers, and it loved her, and she loved it. So respect her cat. It's her home, it's her cat. Don't hit her cat. Don't be mean to her cat. Don't use her oven and forget to shut it off. Don't use her pots and pans and dishes without cleaning up after yourself. Don't leave it for her. Leave her home the way you found it when you got there. Now, why would you go someplace where, oh boy, I gotta clean up after myself, I gotta do everything, blah, 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 blah? Well, it was because you felt welcome there. You felt loved and respected. It was always pleasant to go visit Mom. Now we head into the outdoors. We're gonna take in the outdoors. We're going to go visit Mom. Mother Nature. That's her home. The world around us, not man's world around us, the natural world around us is Mother Nature's home. Now we extend a certain level of respect at our birth mother's home. We go to visit our mothers and we go, oh, Mom, I gotta, whether I respect anybody else in the world or not, I gotta respect Mom. I gotta take care when I'm at her home, that when I leave, I don't leave a burden behind for her. Well, when we go into Mother Nature, we need to bring that frame of mind with us. So we go into Mother Nature and we're hiking, let's say we're gonna go out for 2 nights, 3 days. And we're out hiking down a trail that we know, and we're being careless. We're having a snack, and we put the wrapper of the candy bar or trail bar that we ate in our pocket, but we didn't get it in the pocket as far as it should have been, and it falls out on the trail. We'll come back to that. And down the trail you go. And then you decide, hey, I know there's a little lake back in the woods there. It's about a mile in, so I'll have to bushwhack to get in there. Well, instead of walking around things or ducking under things, out comes the machete, and you start chopping branches, and you're chopping a new trail through the woods to that lake. We'll come back to that. You get to the lake and you go, there's not a good campsite here. There's nothing open. It's a nice lake, but there's no open spots on the lakeside to set up a nice camp. There's a couple of spots you could squeeze a tent in, but it's not an open campsite. So out comes the camp saw. We cut down a bunch of trees. Now we got a nice open camp. We go and scavenge up a bunch of rocks along the lake shore, and we stack them into a ring, and now we got a fire pit. We go out and we collect firewood. Okay. We start a fire in our fire pit, and then we decide, let's go fishing. So you stuff some more snacks in your pocket, and you got a plastic bottle of water. You brought half a dozen little bottles of water with you. And you go down and you're fishing for a few hours. And you're having a few snacks, and oops, you dropped another wrapper. No big deal. You finish drinking your water. Fishing wasn't that good. So you head back to camp. You figure, well, I'm going to fix myself a meal. And all the things you had in your pack, you get them out, and you're going, oh boy, I got a can of this, and I've got a package of this, and a package of that. And you get out your cook gear, add some wood to your fire, and off you go cooking. You get done eating, and you throw that tin can in the fire pit. You take the plastic packaging that certain food came in, throw that in the fire pit. That'll burn up. Throw that empty water bottle in there. That'll burn up. So you're just throwing trash in there. And let's say you're a smoker, you're smoking, and you flick your butt towards the fire pit. Sometimes they land in there, sometimes they don't. And you have your first evening, and you're sitting back, and you got your fire going, all the plastic in there burning. Tin can that's not going to burn is in there. And all of a sudden, here comes a raccoon walking through the campsite. And he's just curious, and he stops, and he's looking at you. And you're thinking, doggone raccoon, he's going to come over here, dig in that fire pit after I go to bed tonight, if the fire goes down. And he'll probably try to get in my pack to snatch up my snacks and my other food. Little bugger. So you start throwing rocks at him, and sticks, and you hit him. Well, now you hurt him and scared him, and he runs off, and you're going, good, no raccoon. I don't have to worry about no raccoon tonight. Next day comes, and you go through the exact same routine again. Next evening, you're sitting out around that fire again, but this time, the raccoon don't show up. The following morning, your last day, you say, well, I'm going to pack up and leave. So you pack up and leave, and you look at your fire pit, and it looks like it's dead, it's out. And off you go. Back down your trail that you hacked through the woods. Down the established trail, out to your vehicle. As you leave, you don't notice, oh, the breeze picked up. The fire started back up again. So there's a fire going in the fire pit again. There's nobody there. You're gone. All the trees you cut down to make that nice opening are all just laying off in the brush. And you're going down a trail you hacked through the woods to get there. And you're stepping over and stumbling on the branches you chopped off of trees to cut this trail through the woods where you could have just ducked under or walked around. but you're stepping over or tripping on the debris that you created amongst all of these damaged trees. You get out to the main trail and you're walking down the main trail and, oh, I'm almost to my rig. And you see that candy wrapper laying on the side of the trail and you go, oh, people are pigs. Not even thinking that, well, that's the candy wrapper that was in your pocket. And you walk past it. You get in your rig and you go home. All right. Now you're at home and you've just totally trashed Mom's house. Now how's Mom supposed to deal with that? Mother Nature tries to recover herself, and the only thing she can do with some things, because they take forever to decompose, is hide it. The leaves will fall, the pine needles will fall, the wind will blow and blow dirt over things. And sometimes the best Mother Nature can do is hide the fact that you had been there. Down the trail you hack through the woods, Mother Nature kicks in right away and starts healing all those wounded trees that you created. And tries to restore that to not being a trail anymore. But it takes Mother Nature a lot of effort to be able to accomplish that. And it takes a lot of time. If all we would do is look at Mother Nature as our own mother and say, I would never ever do that to my mother's house. I'd never go to my mom's, trash the house, make a mess, leave it all for her to deal with. I would never abuse her cat, because she loves that cat. I wouldn't abuse that cat. I wouldn't leave the oven on thinking I'd shut it off and just walk out the door. So yeah, folks, when we head out to take in the outdoors, we need to make sure that we're there with the same respect we would have visiting our own mother's home, and take in the outdoors, but take out any sign that we were there, so Mother Nature doesn't have to cover our tracks. So there you go, folks. A visit to moms. Everybody loves a visit to moms. I love a visit to Mother Nature because I get the same warm feeling. I feel accepted in the outdoors. I feel welcome. I feel kind of spoiled because Mother Nature's just like Mom. Well, you're hungry, there's the fridge, it's got food in it. Pantry's got food in it. Just clean up after yourself. Mother Nature says the same. She says, oh, do you need a snack that doesn't have a wrapper on it? Look at all the blueberries. Look at the wild strawberries. Look at the wild raspberries. Look at all the wild edibles that are out here. Maybe if you would have tried a little harder, you could have caught a fish and you could have had yourself a nice fish for dinner. Mother Nature is giving and willing to give. Don't waste it and don't disrespect it. That's all she's saying. Just like Mom would. If you're going to take that food, you make sure to eat it. Don't waste it. And clean up after yourself, please. So I believe anybody watching this already has that frame of mind when they head to the forest. But I hope you share that frame of mind with others that may not have that, may not take that position, and they just don't care. Share it with them and say, hey, when you go visit Mom, show Mother Nature the same respect that you do when you go visit Mom. So until the next episode, folks, thank you so much for being here. Please hit the like, hit that thumbs up, subscribe. Love it. Would love to have you tagging along. Hit the bell You get the notifications whenever a new video or a live stream is going up. So until the next episode, you all take in the outdoors. Bye-bye.